Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. I always forget this goddamn light. Okay. Wow, that's really fucking bright. Add a little
Hey,
bit.
I'm here. Was helping carry in groceries. I missed anything that's been said.
So, we are about to start with episode 17 of Shadow of the Dragon Queen. The group has agreed to um use the zone of truth on some of the people who are trying to get into Calaman, as the people are not overtly believing them, that they are not with the opposite side. So, I will let them give you a quick rundown in their own words of where we are at, and then from there, we'll begin the game. All right. So,
Nothing for me.
anybody want to give us a rundown of where we're at after last session?
Let's get the notes.
We got back to Calaman with the surviving scout. Met with Marshal Vendry. He gave her his report. She said we'll notify Tellion's survivors and give him a soldier's burial, referring to the remains of the deceased scout we brought back. We were given a poker chip of Calaman made out of metal from the marshal, a bonus redeemable from the wages clerk. The clerk was like, oh no, because of how much our chips were worth. Bjorn and Bronn headed out for some busking. Padraig and Gondar did some translating of the Death Knight book. And they made some money doing the busking. Ukli Brando was there, who Gondar knows from a previous encounter.
Correct. I believe that you guys had agreed to first thing in the morning use some powerful abilities to suss out if there was any traitors among the incoming people to Calaman.
Zone of truth.
Yeah, more zone of truth, less caltrops to the ear hole.
Yeah, makes sense. So, I'm assuming you guys had gotten your, after you guys had done your thing, you all went to bed for the night, correct? I believe that was the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are all awoken rather early. 7 a.m. comes around, and there is a knock on the door.
Is it like a gentle knock or like a rapping on the door? What's the demeanor?
Rapid.
Well, I was sleeping up against the door, so I'm gonna like startle awake and jump up and let out a roar. Roar! What's going on? I'm gonna grab the door and swing it open, ready for action.
On the other side of the door stands Marshal Vendry. Why? Are you always awake like that?
Only when I have the hair scared off my back.
And she looks to the ground and notices your pile of leaves that has kind of been shoved off to the side as the door opened. Might I suggest not sleeping in front of the door? You might not be startled awake so easily.
But what better way to take my turn on watch than sleep against the only entrance?
I mean, that is a good point. So, it is about time to begin, so get your things ready and meet in the council chambers in 30 minutes. And make sure to bring them as well. And she kind of motions towards Cudgel and the rest of her group.
Oh, up and at 'em. Bronn kind of rubs his eyes and gets up and starts rummaging around.
Where are we meeting?
Council chambers.
I'm gonna pull a salty fish out of my bag and eat it whole.
Gross. Sure.
That'll probably be my last fish too.
How old is this fish at this point?
But I don't know. It hasn't even been a week, right? Since
No, I'm pretty sure. Like since you got them in Vogler, it's probably been about 8 or 9 days. But,
but
they're salted. Yeah. I mean that's what
And
they would
I'm a
take for
bear.
months on the fucking ships and stuff, right?
I feel like you've had this fish since April.
Kind of.
As Bronn pulls a really old meat or fish pie out of his pocket.
they're not even fish pies. They're just raw fish, whole fish.
Bronn, are you pulling out a fish pie out of your pocket? You have any fish pies left in your pockets?
He like thought he did, reached in. It was kind of too early for him. He woke up a little too quick, and no, it was just a dream.
Oh, okay.
Padraig will have a swig of whiskey to get rid of the whiskey breath from last night's translating efforts.
Hair of the dog.
Sure. And you guys can see that Badgel and her people are kind of putting on their colors and whatnot and getting ready to go down. So, as you guys all, I'm guessing you guys are donning your armor and everything else.
Yeah, I prepped some spells and got completely ready.
All right, it takes you an hour to prep spells. She'll tell you to meet in an hour then.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, I knew what you guys were playing. I didn't want to screw you over. I just completely forgot it takes an hour to prep your spells.
Yeah, Bronn gets up and starts working on that right away.
And I'm gonna ritual cast Gift of Luck on everybody, one at a time.
Good old gift of luck.
Everybody, including Cudgel's people?
Yeah. Well, how many people are in the room?
I believe it was Cudgel and 4 more, right?
Well, it takes 10 minutes each time, and we only have an hour, so I'll do it on us 4, Cudgel, and whoever seems like her right-hand man.
The scout from the tree?
Yeah.
If we have an hour to waste, I can cast it on 4 people. And
Didn't she only bring 3, even though she was told she could bring 4 on the boat?
No, she brought 4.
So it was her, the scout, plus 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you guys go about doing your thing. So you guys are aware, you guys are about to cast spells on these creatures, but you're giving them bonuses.
I only did it on Cudgel and to right-hand man.
Okay. You guys all get up, do what you got to do, and I'm assuming you guys start heading to the council chambers.
Mm-hmm.
You guys see the map?
It's all black.
Yep.
All right, I'll drag you in then. You see that around the room, there are plenty of people. Most of them are wearing Cudgel's ironclad regiment colors. I just realized I didn't populate any actual guards in this place. Someone...
Gondar, how come you said if you had an hour you could ask
Yep.
around 4 people? What is it? Why is it taking an hour?
He gets the slot back after a short rest.
Ah.
Well, as you all filter in, behind you, 12 guards get into a formation in front of the door, and they shut the doors. You can see that, excuse me, there are plenty of guards in the room, in front of the raised counselor section. Basically, this back wall is about 5 feet off the ground. And you can see these 7 council members sit in judgment. Caliph is in the center. So, we will begin today's proceedings. Now, I believe a couple of our heroes of Vogler have said that they have something to help suss out betrayers and traitors, if there are any amongst the group.
I can help with that. And Bronn kind of raises his hand and looks across the party as well, because I think other people can help if needed. But he walks forward.
When Bjorn feels like he's about to cast the spell, whenever that is, I'm gonna give him Bardic Inspiration.
Bardic Inspiration, I don't believe will help him in that.
Oh, because the other person rolls?
Yep.
Yeah, so essentially I can create a 15-foot radius sphere somewhere, probably somewhere in front of the council, and then people can walk up and step into it and say what they need to say. And my spell lasts for 10 minutes, and I can cast it a couple times. So yeah, we can get it going for whatever we need to, but I can essentially cast it in an area, and I assume right here would be the spot.
Well,
Or unless it's in the center and they want to speak up.
so how we're going to do this is the heroes of Vogler, those who are not able to help in this endeavor, there are seats for you there. He points to an empty pew here.
When he uses the spell, the roll that the affected makes, would that be an ability check?
No, it's a save.
Okay, so my ill-fated word would work.
For what?
Well, for their roll, when they're rolling to try and not fall for the zone of truth.
Let's get through the rules of this hearing first.
Also, we don't want them to lie.
Yeah, we
Well,
know
exactly why I'd be
they're-
like lowering their rolls so that they can't break out of the zone of truth.
They cannot break out of it once they're in it. Let's get through the rules of the hearing first. She says anybody who is not able to help in the casting of these spells, please have a seat here.
Should I be staying or going to sit?
Can you cast Zone of Truth?
No, but I can give them bonuses.
Bronn, please step forward to the circle in the center. Marshal Vendry, on the left, stands. Here are the rules for this interrogation. Spell Zone of Truth will be used. Any creature who does not submit to the effects of the spell will be sent to the dungeon, no questions asked. Bronn, this is DM to player. If you cast a spell and somebody resists it, you will know that they have resisted it.
Okay.
You will be asked a series of questions. Prompt responses must be given. If you refuse to answer, we will assume you are hiding things and be put into the dungeon. We are at war and we do not have time to investigate what you are hiding, and you will not have an opportunity to plead your case again until the conflict is over. If the city comes to siege, the prisoners will be the first to starve. This is mandatory, and failure to comply will result in an extended dungeon stay. Is everybody clear on the rules? And across the all the pews in the back, you get nods and grumbles and so on. We'll be doing this 10 people at a time. First 10, please step forward.
Yeah, so I'll cast that Zone of Truth that works for this group.
Okay. As you do. You don't feel anybody resist it. You feel them all let it happen.
I just kind of give a nod to the council.
Marshal Vendry says, very well. We will begin. She's gonna ask these one at a time, so this could take a while. But I'm not gonna go through all of them, obviously. You've got like 50 people. That'd be ridiculous.
Does the first 10 include Lefty and Cudgel?
It involves Cudgel. Marshal
Are the
looks...
council the only ones that can ask questions?
Yes. Marshal Vendry pipes up and looks at Cudgel. Cudgel, you are the leader of the Ironclad Regiment mercenary band, is this correct? Aye. What did you see in terms of conflict? Give detailed descriptions, please. She has absolutely no problem telling the truth with any of it. Have you any reason to side with the Dragon Army? Other than your treatment since we've been here, not really. The murmurs along the council kind of go up. But Marshal Vendry kind of smirks. Is anyone here now that you know or believe might have allegiance to or be spying for the Dragon Army? Aye. If you were released today, what do you plan to do? Well, they killed my friends. I may not like you lot either, but seem a better chance at being able to get some revenge. So you will join us against conflict of the. You will join us with the conflict against the Dragon Army. Aye. But my men have more than paid their dues. Each one of them can make up their own minds. Very well. Cudgel, you may have a seat. This continues through the other 9. It does take, I'm going to say probably 20 minutes to do this group. You will have to cast it a second time.
Yep.
After they're done, everybody answers the questions. Aleph says, very well. Guards, you may allow these ones to exit. Should they wish to sign with the Calaman guard, direct them where to go. For those who don't, hand them their weapons when they reach the outside of the castle, and they may be on their way. Cudgel stands and says, I'd like to stay if that's all right. Very well. These ones leave. Next group comes up. And you see that as more get done, they're letting more people in. This is definitely more than that was here. You kind of feel like this is probably like the full 80 that they were traveling with the previous day. But this group does theirs. Everything's fine. They get escorted out. The next group comes up. How many spells you got?
Without casting again after the last time, I can do it 3 more times. Using all my level 2 spell slots and then upcasting it. So when I upcast it, what does it do? Maybe I should have just done that in the first place.
It has no effect. It just uses a higher level spell slot. That's all.
Yep, you're right. So yeah, I can do it 3 more times. So we have 30 more minutes of this. Which Bronn says that he can only do it a couple more times, and seeing how we're off to a good start, I don't know if we can get the guards to ask them individually to help speed it up.
What are the effects of being charmed? Like, would that be helpful in kind of the same way as Zone of Truth?
Nope. Unless it specifies that they have to tell the truth, no.
This spell is also available to me. I could start preparing it now if he's going to run out in an hour.
Did you prepare it in the morning?
I didn't think we were going to need more than an hour of it.
If you did not prepare it, then I'm sorry. It's got to be right after a long rest. However, it is fine. Caliph says we do have our own clerics. Bring in, to finish off the rest of the group if we. But
That'll work.
it progresses. It takes how many spell slots you said you have altogether?
3. So 30 more minutes.
So you had 5 total, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it progresses. The room is starting to thin out at this. There are still some more people to go. However, as you finish yours, Caliph does say, well, if that is all that you have for right now, we can proceed without you if you wish to go do something else with your day. I understand that come tomorrow morning, Marshal Vendry may have another mission for you. If you wish to stay, however, please just take a seat on the pew.
We're off to a good start, and I think that's a good call. I'm going to join my companions, and I do need to do a little bit of shopping before we head out again, so I'll see what we can do. Have a good rest of the day. And he kind of walks off.
Thank you for your help, Bronn.
Aye. And he nods his head as he leaves.
I'm gonna stand and bow and follow him out.
He didn't say he was leaving, man.
He just said he'd leave.
When I come over to the group, I kind of say under my breath as everyone's working, I say, I got to get, if we're going to be heading out again, I need to hit a couple shops, get some diamonds. Things that keep us alive, you know?
I'll join you. I need that. I need to pick up my item.
Padraig will agree, as he also has a magical item that should be ready, maybe.
Okay, so you guys are heading out then?
Looks like they got things covered here. Where's Cudgel?
Right here.
We're gonna, I'd say we just go over to Cudgel and mention that we knew that she wasn't lying, so this is no surprise to us, and we can regroup with them shortly to see where they're going to be ending up stationed, because we don't have any information yet for where they're going to be staying.
Out of character, Cudgel's definitely going to stab us in the back.
Think so, do you? Cudgel says, we'll figure something out. I plan on signing up with the Calaman army, so I'm sure they'll just put me in the barracks or something. We'll see what happens.
We'll get our revenge. It'll be sweet.
We should meet up for dinner later if we're all still in town.
Aye. What's a good place?
I can't see that map.
Have we even eaten here yet?
Yes, at 2 different places. One for breakfast and a different place for dinner. I don't know the names off the top of my head.
Funny, because I don't have it written down either. Oh, wait, that's the wrong fucking one. Wrong map. That's Vogler. I want Calaman. I think I've got it written down on the map. The Watered Log.
Watered Log was the bar. Calaman Calamari is where we had dinner the session we got the Fargab.
Correct.
They had seafood steak, beer, wine, calamari. And Titina ate all my gold.
Yep, that she did. But you give her the name Watered Log. I'll be able to find her.
I would give her the name Kalaman Calamari.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll be able to find her. Gonna hang around and make sure I wasn't duped yet again.
I know Bronn will mention to her, I know the reception has been cold, but they have been as fairly generous so far, all things considered. So I understand your feelings toward them, but I'm hoping that everything gets resolved. Let us know if there's anything we can do to help further.
Aye, that I shall.
And yeah, I'm ready to head out of this place with that.
Cool. All right.
Is everyone leaving, or is someone staying behind?
I mean, Gondar hasn't said one way or the other, so I don't know.
I'm coming along.
All right, so everybody's heading out.
We had the gold from the performance, and we did say that we were going to split that up. I don't know if everyone added that to their gold last session, but I think it was 50 gold each. Or maybe a little bit less than that, like 47 gold each, 48 gold each.
I could have sworn we wrote it down in here, but I don't see it.
It was 197 in tips
Yeah,
that remained after the removal of Ukli Brando's share. So was that going? How many different ways was that going?
Just the 4.
So that would be 49 and a quarter each.
And I would say any leftover can go to Bjorn, the frontman.
I'm
You can take that
gonna
quarter, bud.
if we see Juniper, I'm gonna give her my 40 gold.
You, I can tell you now, you're not going to see June. Not today, anyway.
Fair enough. So, guys, what kind of shopping were you guys looking into? I need to go to the general store and see if my new musical instrument's done.
My shield should be at the magic shop.
I need to visit
Yeah.
some jewelers and get some things for
Yeah.
some spells.
I'd also like to visit Weehan's apothecary.
His shield and my loot are at the same store, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, where y'all going first?
I'll tag along with the group to see where we're going. But yeah, I just want to get some spell things for my spells.
Okay.
Is it Wyhand's Apothecary? Was that the magic shop?
Yes. So it
So
sounds
then
like
we go there
everybody's going
first
there.
because it's on the way.
Yeah.
Sure.
If we are going there, Bronn would speak to her about the trials. If there's been any correspondence with the tower.
Oh, right. You've already burned like all your high soul spell slots, haven't you?
Yeah, today wouldn't be a good day for it. But if we're going there, he would want to connect with her again to see about planning that. If it's if there's been further conversation.
Okay. So, you guys head off to Wyhands. Took you about 10 minutes to get outside the tower. I want Bronn. Give me a d20. Okay. You guys get to Wyhands. As you do. I'm going to say that took you probably another 10 minutes to get there. Bjorn, give me a d20. Okay. You guys enter Wyhands. Customers already. It's early in the morning. Yes. Oh, it's you. Come in, come in.
Greetings.
Is the shopkeep named Wyhan?
Yes. She, I believe, wears black robes. Correctly?
Greetings. Any word from the tower on my trials?
Yes. I am supposed to give them to you, apparently. Apparently there's no such thing as, proper... what's the word I'm looking for? Fuck.
Etiquette?
No, not etiquette. Like policy.
Protocol?
Yes, thank you. Apparently, there's no proper protocol being held these days, and they have instructed me to do it. So, I guess, are you ready?
Unfortunately, I've been busy, and I've really spent a number of my my spells today. It would be better if I came back on a planned day, if that would work for you.
By all means, I mean, the highest decorum that our order can grant, and let's put it off to another day.
Well, I don't. It has been some different times. There's war on the horizon, so when we're back in town next, I'll make sure to visit. I would say in the next week when I return, I will be ready.
Oh, so I must just wait on you, is that it?
Unfortunately, I am unsure of what we'll find once we leave the walls of Calaman. Things are heating up out there.
I see.
I'd like to ask Wyhan, is there a day or a time when the shop is closed? How long does the trial take?
Depends. It can take 2 minutes, it can take a few hours. Depends on if they die or not, really.
And my other question?
I mean, I'm always open, but I guess I could close for a little while so we can run the test.
Before you guys get all wrapped up in the close the store, could I pick up my Falchikun Bandor?
Not
Ouch.
closing the store, man.
We're gonna do that a different day. I've spent a lot of my stuff, so not prepared.
Now, Bronn, is there anything you wish to buy while you're here?
I am looking for some components to help outside the walls. You wouldn't happen to have a diamond worth 300 gold, would you?
I guess. She reaches under the counter and pulls out a diamond. Sets it on the table.
Fantastic. I start getting some gold ready. I'm just gonna look to see if there's anything else I need in my spells real quick. But yeah, I knew I needed that. But there might be something else. Just give me a moment.
Well, it's gonna take you a couple minutes to count that out. So, like, as she starts counting out gold, she kind of just slides off to the side. Yes, next.
I'll look at Bjorn since he seems more eager than me.
Yes, we spoke before. I commissioned a falchion bandor from you.
She pulls out a pipe and she packs it and she lights it and she starts taking a few puffs. And is there more to your question, boy?
Well, is it ready?
Ah, see where I come from. We normally give our entire question, not just half.
Where I come from, I live in the woods.
Quite. She kind of looks you up and down. Says, yes, it is ready. And she goes into the back room and brings it out to you.
I'm gonna slide her a 10 gold tip.
Yes, thank you. And she takes it and just slides it into her pocket. Is there anything else for you, Bearman?
I thank you very much. The craftsmanship on this is immaculate.
Next!
That will... Well done.
I'm going to ask her about my shield and if it has been fully enchanted yet.
Yes, it has. Give me a moment. She goes back and she brings it out. Alright, here you go.
I don't know if I know the price of it.
I think we went over this at one point, and I think you might have prepaid. I think Bjorn was the only one that hadn't paid.
I thought I'd only paid for the one that gave me 1 AC. Was it a cloak of protection, ring of protection? I thought the shield was payment on delivery.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I don't think either one of you had paid. That's correct.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I wasn't gonna argue with you when you were telling me I already paid. So what do I owe then?
Oh man, things you're supposed to remember, bro. Both yous. Give me a minute. What? All right. Which instrument of the bard was it?
Botched Lucan Bandor.
If I can find it.
Price range 100 to 500 gold.
No, I told you we don't use that shit you find online. You got to use the handout. So I got to find the rarity of it, which means I got to find the item first.
It's wondrous uncommon.
Okay, so magic item prices. Wondrous uncommon.
Yeah, that's what it says in the handout.
2,000. Wait, what handout?
Well, I searched the items.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's 2,000 gold. And what were you getting done to your shield, Padraig?
I believe it was just being changed from a shield +2 to a sentinel shield +2. So no AC change, and sentinel shield is regular uncommon.
It was a +2? I thought you only had a +1.
Let me check.
Platinum is 10 gold, right?
Indeed.
All right, so I hand over all my platinum, and I'm left with 50 gold.
You're right. It's a +1.
Okay, so +1.
So it's 1 AC +1. So the total is 2.
No, it's 2 AC +1.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, shields are always 2 AC, unless specified otherwise. There's like small ones you can get sometimes in some campaigns that are like bucklers. It basically, just kind of attaches to your wrist and it's very small, so it only adds 1. But a regular shield is 2 to AC, and then if it, depending on the quality of work, it could go up to, a +1, +2, +3. So, Sentinel is just uncommon. So, 500 gold.
I will pay her. And remove it from my inventory.
Next. Wait, did you just say remove it from your inventory?
The gold.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
I'll
keep your +1 shield in there.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna equip it because I've been using Ispin's since Homeboy got Boneswoggled.
Sorry, Gondar, go ahead.
Okay, dear lady, do you happen to have a sensor of dark shadows?
A what? Sensor of dark shadows?
Yeah. Uncommon wonders.
In this area is dim light. Dim light within the area is reduced to magical darkness.
While this is going on, I'm going to ask the guys if anybody knows how to identify things yet. Whoever's not actively talking to Ryan.
That is beyond my magic.
I think once. I've done it once for us. I'm not great at it yet, but I can get it done.
With the identify spell or an arcana check?
Identify spell, and I can ritual cast it so it doesn't take a slot.
Okay. So the sensor of dark shadows. That might be one of the ones that is not going to go by the magic item prices. That's fucking powerful. Yeah, I'm gonna say that she's gonna charge you 5,000 gold for that one, because that sucker is crazy powerful. That'd be kind of like the Weapon of Warning. Like, the Weapon of Warning it's listed as an uncommon, but 500 gold for something that literally will wake you up out of sleep if you're about to get jumped. It doesn't fit with the magic item prices. So I feel that this is going to be one of those that's not going to fit. If anytime you're in dim light, it turns it to magical darkness. That's basically like having a level 2 spell at will.
Yeah, but just for an hour.
Yeah, the darkness spell doesn't even last an hour. That's what I mean.
Yes, it doesn't.
So you're basically getting a darkness spell at will.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and it's not like it's consumable, right? Like, you can do it, then can't do it again until the next dusk.
Okay. When I have the money, I'll come again.
Says, yes, I do have one, but it is rather pricey. About 5,000 gold, you say.
Okay. I lose my breath at that price, but okay.
Is there anything else I can get you while you're here?
Not at the moment.
I'm going to ask how much it would cost to identify this potion and take out the multicolored swirly potion I have.
He identified that for you last session.
Yes, I did.
Oh, the Wrathful Vapors?
Yeah. Everything you guys had that was unidentified, like, you guys handed it all Bjorn, and he identified everything.
Oh, my
Yeah, and
bad.
I had chained
Okay.
to my scarf overnight.
What did I get when you got the scarf? I forget.
Did you take the cup?
Oh, that's right. The mug that tells you if shit's poison.
Yep.
I'm
Ironic.
caught up.
As you guys are just finishing counting up the coin to give Wyhan, and she kind of like is tapping her foot on the ground and her nails on the counter simultaneously, looking annoyed because that's just her face.
I bought a little bit more than I typed in the chat there, but that was all I needed.
Okay. Gondar, give me a d20. That'll do it. You hear an explosion erupt. The ground shakes. And within moments, you guys can hear rubble hitting just down the block. Sounds like things are like getting crushed. Houses. People start screaming.
Holy
I charge
hell.
at the door.
Looks like they're here. And are there any, like, as this is happening, and I know it's chaotic, but are there any, like, rodents or mice or anything that I can kill with my ceremonial blade?
I'm gonna say probably not right now. You know what? Give me you know what? I'm gonna have Padraig roll for this. He hasn't got to roll yet. Padraig, give me a d20. Yeah. You see about 3 of them start running down the middle of the street, leaving this building that seems to have got a huge chunk of stone crushed. And there's about 3 or 4 rats running away from it.
Could Bronn try to make a weapon attack with the ceremonial blade at one of these things to kill?
Sure.
I'm gonna give him guidance.
It's an attack. You need to be blessed for him to get any bonuses.
I am most likely going to use my gift of luck, but let's see what happens.
Yeah, you gotta call a gift of luck before you
I'm using
roll.
it then. I'm using it then.
I'll allow it. That was close, bro. It was close. Yep. You stab a. Oops. I was trying to see what it did. Yeah, you stab a rat.
Yeah, it's pretty dramatic, but as I do that, I like absorb its soul and gain a spell slot.
Let me see that, bro.
Yeah, I'm actually just making sure that it's a level 2 spell slot.
Did you get the common or the uncommon version? Is it just sacrificial knife, or is it ceremonial sacrificial knife?
It's ceremonial.
While holding the greater version of the dagger, you can use it to perform a sacrificial ritual during a short rest.
Okay, well, I just didn't read this at all. Apologies. I did this. It was dramatic, but it was for nothing. And I was like, well, let's get them, boys.
Yeah, as you guys look up, coming out of that building, you can see that a chunk of what was the council chambers. The wall is missing. Smoke is billowing out.
Oh, dear God.
Told you so. We gotta get over there, quick.
Yeah,
All right,
I guess
This
we're
does
running.
not look good.
you guys hightail it. If you guys are running at full tilt, you can get to the castle in 5 minutes, and then you get in.
What is the scene like as we're coming up to it? Like, obviously people are running, but like, what are the guards doing?
Most of the guards have ran inside. You can definitely see that, like, the area where the council chambers is. Yeah, there's like a hole in the wall. There's fire and smoke, but the rest of the castle does seem like it's untouched. So
And
a
are
lot of
people
them
running
are running into the building and up toward the castle chambers. However, you do see several of them are on guard, kind of protecting certain doorways and such. There's several more running for armories. You can see people, probably off-duty soldiers, coming from all over the city, rushing towards the Castle Calaman. But you guys rush in. You guys head back up to the council chambers, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yep.
While we're
That's
running
it,
up,
that's
I'm
exactly
keeping
what
an
we're
eye
doing.
out for any of Cudgel's men.
I'm just keeping an eye out for anybody I recognize other than the usual guards at doorways.
And before we go in, I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
As you guys rush towards the council chambers, you can see that the doors, these large, I believe they're stone doors, are blown off. And in the hallway lies several guards, most of which are fucking dead. However, this one here does seem to be coughing and, like, well, it seems to be maybe a little shell-shocked.
I rushed to him and tried to shake him up. Hey man, what's going on? What happened over here?
Bomber. One of them refused to answer. He then ran towards the center of the room, screamed for the Dragon Queen, and suddenly exploded. Is the council okay? And he kind of suddenly starts to snap out of it, and it's like, oh shit, like our leadership's in there. As you guys enter the room, you notice body parts all over. Sprinklings of innards and brains line the walls.
Ooh. Bronn, immediately noticing the carnage, looks towards where the council was sitting. Does he notice any members of the council, hurt, unhurt?
Because there was 7 of them, right? And their area is 5 feet higher than, the middle of the ground floor here. You cannot see any of them.
What are Cudgel's soldiers doing when we walked in? Like, are they helping people? Are they attacking? Like, what's the vibe?
It was the last group to be interrogated. They are fucking dead.
So are all the people in the middle then just guards?
Yeah, guards, but most of them, I just don't want to sit here and X them all out, and most of them are dead.
All right, well, I'm invisible, and I'm running in, and I'm looking around wildly for Cudgel to see if she's still in the room.
Bronn turns to Padraig and says, "I'm unfortunately I've spent on a lot of my healing. Can you revivify?" Wondering if you can revivify, because Bronn can, but he out of spell slots.
I do not have that.
Doesn't matter. You're not there. You're looking for Cudgel, which is over here.
Yeah, Padraig.
I have access to that spell, yes.
I say we should check on the council.
Yeah, let's.
All right, so you guys are able to see that about here, you guys can get up to the council area on either side. As this lip here is only about a foot high, and then it quickly goes up where this big stone area, the stone wall here is. Bjorn, you're looking for Cudgel. Yeah, you can find her. She's unconscious, bleeding from the head, and about a dozen other spots. But she does give me a medicine check.
Well, can I just use Spare the Dying?
Or you can do a medicine check. She is still alive.
So, with Spare the Dying, is that like...
If you're dying, she's not dying. She's alive.
They have to be at 0.
Alright, I'm going to cast Healing Word on her.
Some of her wounds do close up. She's still unconscious, though.
I would like to move up here.
Yeah.
And climb up.
I'm also visible now.
Bronn's running to check on the council.
Yeah, since
I'm
he's
going the
got
other way.
Cudgel covered, I'm gonna just book it in a straight line to where I last saw them and climb up.
Yeah, sure. You charge at the wall. What's your strength?
18.
Yeah, you can get up there pretty easily. Just like straight high jump or long jump that shit. High/long jump, I guess. But yeah, you get up there. Bronn, you're just coming around the other side. You guys can see there's 3 of the 3 of them are dead. At least that's what you gather from the fact they are missing so many pieces of their body. However, the other 4 are you know what? This one here, give me a d20. Give me a luck roll. I'll say Bronn, since he's over here. Padraig, you can give me a luck roll on this one here. Okay. These two do seem to be alive. These are... Good. You still got that list of leaders? Greg? Beauty. So, here we've got Malgina Cragbelt, female dwarf Mason's Guild leader. And here we've got Draben Rockbiter, the Cartographer's Guild. Those two seem to be alive, though unconscious and bleeding from several places. The other two, Marshal Vendry and Caliph, they seem to be alive. However, Marshal Vendry kind of begins to stir and sit up as you approach, and she looks around and she sees Caliph on the ground. No, Caliph! And she like scrambles over to him and starts checking to see if he's alive. Healer! Healer!
I'll run over. The 10 feet.
Yep. As you run over, he's unconscious and he is bleeding profusely from one of his. Does not look good.
I'll give him a lay on hands for 20.
Yeah, you seal up his wound, and although he still looks weak, what happened?
Is Gondar up there?
Yeah.
I'm going to look to Gondar since he's the one that got the information firsthand. I just half overheard it in the chaos when he asked the guard the question.
Okay. Seems like one guy exploded.
Marshal Vendry says, yeah, that sounds about right. What was he using?
Can I determine if it, by looking at it, if it was some sort of spell or is there any sort of evidence of what exploded? From what we saw. Also, the person in front of me, they were unconscious and like needed healing, right? I was gonna do a cure wound on them.
Yep, sure.
Yep, I'm gonna do that.
I'm just trying to find Tatina's stop block. There it is. You see, you hear? Hello? Is everybody okay? Oh my, no, he's not okay. Oh wow, there's a lot of people not okay. As she comes in, and Bronn, yes, you heal her. Bjorn, you have healed Cudgel. Although they both are still unconscious.
When I see her walk in, I'm gonna like get her attention and have her come help me move Cudgel and try and move her over to where everybody else is.
She gets up to here and she's like, I'm a gnome. What do you expect me to do? I have no strength. I'm here
You're
to...
an inventor. Invent something.
On the spot? Do you have any idea how things work? I feel like you don't. 'Cause No. I'm gonna find out what they use. That was a really big boom. And you
So I
do.
go back to my first plan of getting a guard.
Sorry, what?
I said, so I go back to my first plan of finding a guard that's still standing to help me carry her.
Yeah, you managed to find one. He's kind of like wandering around, like he's used. But when you call him over, he starts heading in that direction. Uh, what?
Who's saying that, the guard or
The guard.
Come on, man! I need your help. Now is not the time to lose your cool. Be brave. Come help me move this injured lady.
Okay. And he
Her
begins to
survival.
he begins to bend down to help you. Give me a perception. Okay. Yeah. He begins to try to help you. And as he begins to, try and lift, one of the threads that was holding together an arm that was not facing you, which is why you couldn't see it, goes to lift and it just falls off. And he
Cudgels or his?
His. And he just stares at the arm. Whose arm is that? Before he collapses to his knees and face plants in the ground.
So would I use spare the dying or healing?
Oh, he's done. Spare the dying.
So what
is for player characters, because they're the only ones who actually get death saves. NPCs do not get death saves. However, back up at the north end of the room, you guys see Tatina step in near the center, where the biggest of the scorch marks it. And she begins to scrape things off the floor into a vial. She kind of lifts it and looks at it in the light. Puts a stopper in it, puts it away, and she continues to gather up other things. But those of you up there, what are you doing right now?
Can I
I'm
yell
trying
up to them and listen for help?
to get the counselors to their feet.
Okay. Yeah, as you begin to try and get them all to their feet, most of them are still unconscious, but you can probably prop them up in one of these chairs, like.
Yeah.
You guys prop up Caliph and the other two, and then Marshal Vendry, who she kind of refuses help. She kind of like stumbles to her feet on her own and walks over and sits down, shaking her head. You see that one of her ears seems to be bleeding down her neck.
Can I reach to touch her ear?
Sure.
5-point lay.
Yep. Bjorn, you struggle down there to pick up Cudgel, but eventually you get her. And where are you taking her?
I'm trying to take her towards everybody else. Is there a way up there without climbing?
There's a 1-foot ledge here.
So I'm gonna put her down gently up the ledge. Oh, 1-foot ledge, so I can just walk.
Yeah,
up it.
it's a 1-foot ledge.
Yeah,
And
so
then,
I'm
and
gonna
then it
walk up
grows
it.
to 5 feet at the center, up here. Yeah, you get her up, and you start taking her up there. Setting her in one of the chairs.
I'm bringing her over to everybody because I'm not great with medicine. I'd be like, she's alive, but I don't know what to do. Chair, or should I lay her down flat?
Just lie
You
her
shouldn't
down,
move
mate.
her.
and leave her to get trampled down there with the burning wreckage? A man's arm just fell off in front of me.
I'll help put her down on the ground softly, lying down on
I
her
mean,
back.
they were all in the explosion. None of them really should have been moved, but it is what it is.
This is medieval times. They fucking use leeches and shit, bro.
Either way, so Aleph begins to wake, while he's in his chair. But oh, sorry, he already woke, didn't he? But he
I don't know if he said anything after he regained consciousness, though.
yeah, he asked what happened, I believe. Or was that Marshall? You know what? Doesn't matter. He as he is sitting in this chair, he kind of like snaps out of it and looks around and sees the carnage, the body parts everywhere, Tatina in the middle scooping up samples of the area where the explosion occurred. It says, ran at us. Man, at the council. And then just everything went black.
Did you happen to notice whether he was, he shifted in another form, or he was just the same?
Moment. I'll have him roll for that. Oh, if I can find a stat block. Moment. Or maybe he doesn't have a stat block. Okay, so not really sure.
Did you
Don't
did you see
remember.
him? Okay. Did you see him holding anything?
No, I saw him run at us, and he opened his shirt, and his eyes kind of go wide. He had several vials filled with some kind of clear liquid. I almost feel like it went off before it was supposed to. He seemed mid-step. You know what?
Right.
I don't think he shapeshifted.
I'm going to say that this is way bigger than the way some of them explode when they die.
Mm-hmm.
If this was draconian.
Is remote detonation a thing in D&D?
No.
The Dragon Queen and her army have proven to be gutless more than once. This is another one of their nasty tricks. They seem to be working on something and, using it to their advantage.
Marshal Vendry looks around and sees how many counselors are missing or body parts are strewn around. She says, best way to weaken a city is to take out its leadership. If it did go off before it was supposed to, then that might have been the only thing that saved our lives.
Do you think they're going to keep attacking, or what should we be doing? Should we be bolstering the defenses? We can't just sit here. We have to take action.
I feel like this person probably supposed to be a saboteur. This was his backup plan when he found out that everybody was going to be put in the zone of truth. I think we made them push forward their timetable, however, wouldn't have had a way to a way to tell the others, whoever he was working with, that the timetable was pushed forward. So I don't know as if they would really be coming quite this soon.
Well, we can't just make assumptions. We need to do something at least. There was a bombing. Somebody needs to address the people and the guards.
Padraig's going to say that we were several streets away at the apothecary, and we heard it and saw rubble. Probably half the town knows this happened already. That needs to be addressed before there's chaos or rioting or whatever.
Aleph says,
What time is it?
Of course, yes. And he tries to stand and immediately almost faints. Though his wounds are healed, he probably's got a severe concussion.
Would more healing fix that?
No. Give me a few minutes and I will begin trying to address people. Guards are starting to flood into the room. Gonna use these dead ones. Guards start to flood into the room, and they see you all up there with the council and... Councilman, are you all okay?
Would a bardic inspiration help him? Like, bolster
No.
him?
Gotta read your bardic inspiration. You read those, it'll tell you exactly what they do. And to that, Marshal Vendry says, no, some of us are, others not so much. Gather the guard. Have them meet out front. Double the patrols. Tell them to answer any questions people may have. There was an attack. However, tell them that we are all fine. Don't let on that we are in a weakened position. Yes, Marshal. And one of them heads off to do just that, while the others kind of start shifting rubble to the side, seeing if there's any survivors, which, other than the ones you guys have found, not fucking really.
I shout after him and get healers. Many of them.
Yes. Another one will charge off. Go get healers.
If they're not little bits and pieces, I'd like to verify the identities of the 3 dead council members.
Sure. The ones
At
that
the very least, from what I saw them wearing just an hour ago.
So the ones that are alive is Mogina Cragbelt, Draben Rockbiter, Marshal Vendry, and Caliph Miat. The 3 dead ones are the other ones in that list.
So everybody associated with the docks is dead. The fishing person, the shipwright, and the dockhands leader.
Yep.
Okay.
You're saying it's not a coincidence?
I really don't know. Meet. We need to go address the people. Do whatever it is you need to. Meet me in my office in 2 hours, says Marshal Vendry. And her and Caliph begin to stand up, and they call over some guards. Marshal Vendry's starting to stand on her own. Caliph is still not doing the greatest, but Marshal Vendry calls over some guards to come help him walk and to stand. Which they do, and they start heading out with him.
What time is it?
I'm gonna say it's probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'm gonna cast aid on my 3 companions.
All right. Post aid for me. So just your 3 companions, not yourself, then?
Oh, I can only do 3 people.
Yep.
They're my meat shields. I can't have them falling down.
Okay.
And to be fair, I have 43 hit points, which is crazy for a bard.
Yeah, it's about average. But these ones begin to walk out with Aleph, and Marshal Vendry goes to join them.
So they just left Cudgel with us?
Yes, and the 2 council members. However, they both begin to awake, and as they do, some guards come rushing up to deal with them.
I'm going to specifically check on Draben, since I think that's who I met at that place, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one that I've actually talked with.
Yep. This one over here.
Yeah, and how you doing?
Kinda like I just got blown the fuck up. How about you?
Can't complain, but I've seen better days. Do you want help back to the guild building, or what are you gonna do?
No, I have too much to do here. Gonna have to go with them, as he kind of upward nods towards Marshal Vendry and Caliph. Some of the guards. A couple clerics do come in and begin to check over each of them individually. However, at this point, most of the other guards are gone, other than the dead bodies, and Bettina comes up.
Is Cudgel still unconscious?
He is. Well, I haven't really seen this stuff before. She kind of pulls one of her vials out and drops something into it, kind of stirs it around. Did they say anything about what caused it?
Clear vials underneath his shirt.
Vials with a clear liquid in them.
And that it might have gone off earlier than expected because he seemed to explode mid-step.
That makes sense. I can't remember the name of it. I haven't even heard of it in a while. It's extremely rare, but there is this it's almost like an explosive liquid. It's highly unstable though. Might have to hit the library, see if I can figure this out.
While you're there, see how... Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Do you happen to know under what circumstances it explodes? For example, in light, when shaken, when into contact with air.
Usually, if it's the one I'm thinking of, I think it's when it's shaken.
And how easy is this substance to procure?
Like I said, it's pretty rare.
Do you know who you'd have to go through to get it? If it's pretty rare, then that narrows down the search.
Or where?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm gonna have to do some research on it and hope they've got something in the libraries here.
The wizards
would
might
offer
know
you-
too. The mages.
And offer you help, but I can't do books.
Well, I appreciate the offer. But yeah, it's gonna take me a lot of research, and I don't think it's magical. I'm not sure, but magical explosions usually are more stable. They go off when you want them to. I'll have to go do some research. But try and stay alive, huh?
So the
You
demeanor
too.
of the guards, are they acting like Cudgel's going to be a suspect, or are they just kind of
They're kind of ignoring her, honestly, right now.
Well, she's
Guys,
proven
I
herself.
think we
in
should
the zone
get
of truth,
Cudgel and get
but-
out. Say that again.
Cudgel proved herself in the zone of truth, but still kind of guilty by association with these folks.
I feel like we should get Cudgel and get her out of here before somebody gets hard feelings and tries to take revenge.
Yeah, we can maybe bring her back to our room that we had before, where Cudgel's room is as well.
Tatiana's starting to head off. However, as Tatiana begins to head off, Cudgel does finally wake, and she wakes with a start, and she immediately reaches for a weapon that she doesn't have.
Calm, Cudgel.
What in the abyss was that?
The Dragon Queen has infiltrated once again. It's been a tragedy.
One of your soldiers wasn't who you thought he was.
What? One of mine?
From the last group.
They ran up. I'm not sure if you got a look.
No. No, I didn't see him.
They were the last group that entered the zone of truth.
I don't know. I was picking my fingernails and trying to just get some of the dirt out of them, and I don't know. It's the last thing I remember.
Does she seem like she's telling the truth?
I mean, insight.
I'm going to use my luck.
Sure.
What the fuck is going on?
Wow. Okay. You don't know.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I did pass the zone of truth, so guessing I'm okay, but I don't know what.
I don't think we should hang around. They don't seem to pay mind to you now, but we don't need these soldiers angry for all their fallen friends and taking it out on the one who brought that guy here.
I mean, in all fairness, not even the one that brought him. They brought him.
But he was part of your army.
Could have snuck in after I left, for all I know.
The Dragon Queen has proven to be very cunning. I think we'll just have to keep our eyes out for this sort of thing moving forward. They're definitely stooped to the lowest level.
Yes.
Very well.
Can you walk?
She reaches a hand out to each of you.
I'll take one.
She could just ride on my back.
Yeah, you guys lift her up to her feet. All right. Let's be going. Need to get my weapons back.
If you're having trouble walking, you can just climb up on my back and I can carry you.
I'll be fine.
Traditionally, what does Cudgel wield?
In a second. Cudgel wields is a long sword, a short sword, and a heavy crossbow.
She's got 2 long swords.
No, she has 1 long sword.
She has a one-handed and a two-handed long sword, it says.
Long swords are the same thing. It's just you can wield a long sword with 1 hand, or you can wield it with 2 hands. But you guys start to head out.
I'm keeping an eye on the way out to see if anyone's watching us or following us.
No, most people are rushing around helping wounded and other such things. Nobody's really paying much attention to you guys. But you got about another hour 45 minutes before you got to meet Marshal Vendry. So, what are y'all trying to do?
I'm gonna keep an eye out. Where are the surviving members of Cudgel's crew?
Most of them left as they were exonerated.
Yeah, for where? Because I think she should address them.
Yeah, were they released back into the city, or were they put back on the boat?
Released back into the city.
Do we see any of them as we're leaving the council chambers?
You do not. However, she does say there was one other that unfortunately refused to answer any questions. He was taken to the dungeon.
Maybe we should stop there first then. What do you guys say? Should we stop there first?
I can make sure he doesn't move in case he's explosive.
Or maybe an accomplice.
If he was taken to the dungeon, he would have been stripped down and just thrown in rags.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if we can get any more information about who this person was, can maybe help us identify any other sleeper cells or how to look out for them in the future. Or maybe it's just a coincidence, but definitely something that we need to cross off the list, I think. He ain't going anywhere. I mean...
Sounds like a good idea. So is that where you guys are going then?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Through all the bustling of the goings-ons of the castle, guards running left and right, people kind of lined up against walls and stuff, getting treatment. You can hear Marshal Vendry's voice, not Caliph's, booming outside, where she is giving a version of what happened to people. She's
Can
not.
we
Let's see.
eavesdrop a little bit?
Yeah, she's not giving anything. She's not saying anything about, the council members who died. In fact, she says that, as far as we know at the moment, everybody is going to be fine. Though the explosion was large, it did not go off in the place where he believes it had been expected to go off. However, there were still injuries, and a few council members are receiving treatment, including Aleph. And she goes on to name the ones who are dead.
I'm gonna turn to Gondar when we hear this and be like, do we fully trust Marshal Vendry? Since we've got here, she's ousted the council and took sweeping power, and now a bombing leaves her unscathed and takes out the council, and she's left in sole charge of the city.
Well, that's a strange thing you mention.
She was not unscathed, though.
Do I hear this conversation?
I mean, between the two of them, yeah.
I would chime in a little bit too and just say that it from my perspective, she's trying to keep the people calm. This is there's a lot going on out there. Last thing we need is Calaman losing its lid.
I'm just saying we should maybe not be so quick to trust her. Just her actions, I've seen them in the past. Seems like she's chasing power. And the thing about the bomb going off early, if it went off at the right time, she would have died. So it's a weird coincidence. I don't know. I'm just fair.
You know what? I don't think it's a bad idea to be cautious of anybody at this point in time.
Yes, you're right. It's true that she's amassing power at this rate.
Not be too hasty, but let's keep that in the back of our minds.
Yeah, you're very right.
But her speech is rather short, but succinct. Gets all her points across. And although there is shouts of fear and worry coming up from the crowd, it doesn't seem like a riot or anything is going to break out. But you guys continue on to the dungeon. As you get there, a guard stops you. Halt! I don't think you're supposed to be here.
We must
What?
speak with the prisoner. It is of utmost importance. We were sent by Marshal Vendry to find out if he was in collaboration with the bomb.
Deception.
Can I use my luck?
Yeah.
Why am I rolling so many ones tonight?
I don't know. I haven't seen... Wow. Reload your page.
Well, I got a 1 and then a 17.
Yeah, I know. Reload your page. Sometimes if you start rolling that many ones, it's got an issue with the RNG, and reloading it'll sometimes fix.
See, this is why I don't trust digital dice.
Yeah, have you ever tested real dice? A lot of them are fucking not as good as they should.
Have you ever played Mario Party on Expert? The only thing that makes it harder is that they give you shitty rolls.
All right. And he unlocks the door and allows you guys in. The one you're looking for is this way.
Thank you. Be vigilant. Things are getting crazy out there.
Yeah, I heard something about a bomb.
Aye. The leaders are still alive, but there's been some casualties.
Um,
Stay frosty.
Frosty.
Can I have asked Cudgel something on the way to the dungeon?
Sure.
Did Lefty pass the zone of truth?
Well, funny you should mention that. I'm gonna say you're asking that just as you enter the dungeon. It says, funny you should ask that. And the guard says, there's the prisoner. As you look in, Lefty's sitting on a bunk. In rags. Ah. I see my interrogators are here.
Why would you not answer the questions? It doesn't make sense.
Well, easy enough to answer. Because I didn't want to.
So are you a traitor? Or a spy?
Neither.
Then you're a damn fool. And I kind of look at him and say, people have lost their lives today. We need to know what's going on here. Sounds like you work for the Dragon Queen. Prove otherwise.
Prove I did it.
Are you prepared to rot in here for your own ignorance?
I will, until conflict is over.
Well, we are very past the point of us having to prove your involvement in anything. You just now have to prove your innocence to us, first of all, in order to stay alive. And I say that in a very intimidating way.
He laughs at you. I think this is the first time that I've been interrogated, that I've been imprisoned. No.
Yeah,
I'm
but
safer in here.
It could be the last.
Why is that, Gondar? Are you going to execute me?
No, I won't need to.
Then I will be just fine.
I pipe up and say, I don't know how many of these draconians you've come across, but if this city falls, you're dead. We need to know what's going on here. Why wouldn't you answer the questions? It's pretty simple. We need to know if you work for the Dragon Queen or not. It sounds like you do.
I don't.
Then why not answer? Why do this? It doesn't make sense.
Very simple. I don't work for the Dragon Queen, but I have worked for other things in the past.
Bronn is gonna use his excuse me, his hardest divine power and regain a spell slot. And I'm gonna cast Zone of Truth.
What's your proficiency bonus?
Where is my? What's like a raw? 3.
Oh, round it up. Okay. Level 2. Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna slap him with another one.
Sure. And it is...
Oh, not Grain of Truth. Zone of Truth.
Charisma save, huh? Ask your questions.
Do you work for the Dragon Queen or any one of their armies.
No.
Who have you worked for before?
He looks at you, Padraig, and smiles, but does not answer.
Bronn turns to Padraig and kind of laughingly and says, well, if he doesn't work for the Dragon Queen, he might as well just rot in here if he's not going to help us out. And kind of fake pretends as if he's kind of getting ready to pack up and leave this guy.
He smiles. I'll see you again, I'm sure.
Before
And
we
he
go,
looks at his cell and he says, but it won't be in here.
What's Cudgel doing during this?
She's just staring at him dead-eyed.
If you have anything you want to say or ask of him, now would be the time.
what do you know of the dragon that stole our friend?
Let's deal with what Padraig said first.
What did he say? I didn't hear him.
You didn't hear him?
No.
Oh,
I just heard him say if we have any other questions, now's the time to ask.
yeah, exactly. So,
And I just asked a
she
question.
was asking Cudgel. She says, now, you hire somebody in his line of work with his kind of skills, you know they're coming from some place shady. I don't need to know who he worked for before. I just know he served me well. And if he says no under Zone of Truth, then I believe him.
I'm going to ask Lefty if he is a follower of Talkesis.
I have no use for gods. They've been gone over 1,000 years. Now they want to show up? Nah. They can find their believers somewhere else. And you kind of, you can back you up. Give me a, insight, Padraig.
Can I use luck on this?
Yeah.
Is that advantage or +4? Or D4?
It's advantage. Gift of luck is advantage. When he mentions gods, you can almost hear the venom in his voice. You almost feel it. This guy has an absolute disdain for gods.
Was Marshal Vendry in any way involved in this bombing?
I don't know. Told you, I had no idea about it. I just got lucky and, sent to the dungeon before it happened.
How do you plan to get out of this dungeon?
Well, that's a trade secret, isn't it? And he smiles.
Well, he's proven to be a useless fool at this point. And Bronn's kind of just had enough with him at this point. And he says, he's proven to not be with the Dragon Queen, but I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. I hope I don't cross paths with you again. And Bronn does actually leave, kind of to like the edge of the room.
As you leave, Bronn, he comes to the forefront of his cell. But I'll miss you, Bronn baby. I'll see you again soon.
Does not acknowledge him at all.
All right, well, as Bronn is leaving, he looks at the rest of you. Oh, any other questions before he loses range on that Zone of Truth?
Why join Cudgel's army and then come here with her, knowing our plan to use Zone of Truth and then deny doing it.
I didn't
It
know you
doesn't-
guys were going to do that until I got here. Of course, it's a mercenary band. Money, dude. Money. Do you not like to eat? Not like to sleep in comfort? It takes money to do that.
I sleep on a pile of sticks and leaves.
And
then I
I'm the
turn and
fool.
walk out.
And I'm the fool.
What's this guy's name again?
Lefty.
Thank you.
Maybe we should take his left hand so that he's righty. Bjorn didn't say that, I did.
I'm gonna tell him to watch what he eats and drinks and leave the room.
Please, like they're gonna really feed us anything anyways. What about you, Gondar? You got any last words of wisdom before we part ways?
No. Actually, I'm starting to like you. So much that you won't like having me in your cell at night.
How do you know? I might be into that kind of thing.
Yeah. After that, you will be.
So if you weren't involved and you didn't do anything wrong, why are you
You
acting
left.
like such a criminal?
You
I'm
left.
just spitballing. Like, why act like such a...
Doesn't matter. You left. You have no part in this conversation anymore.
Anyway, guys, don't think we can get anything out of him. Not that we need to. He's useless.
Is there a guard outside the room that he was in? Like, not right outside the cell, but the next room.
Yeah, basically the guard is guarding the doorway to the dungeon, and then once you get into that, that's where all of the cells are.
How many people are in the dungeon?
Not many.
I'm gonna suggest to the guard that this guy is going to escape, and he should be kept in chains. And if he needs someone to hold him to get him secured, I can do that.
He smiles. It's fine. Everybody thinks they can escape from here. They don't know about the warding.
He seems pretty confident. I would bet he knows about the warden.
I'll tell the guard that I'll ask him what his name is.
God damn it, you people and your fucking names for random NPCs. Oh, let's
I'm not
go
really dating.
let's go with Valiant.
Valiant Gibberbottom.
Well, he's just saying Valiant, okay? Just saying Valiant. I'm not giving you a last name. He's not important enough.
I need his
I
family.
just want to know so I can reference this specific guard in an hour
Valiant.
and a half when we talk to Vendry, because I'm going to suggest the same thing to her.
He's
Assuming
actually
still in the cell in an hour and a half.
he is gonna say that there's a shift change in an hour, so when the guy comes in, they'll take care of it.
Okay.
I don't trust that. That sounds like his way out, if you ask me.
Well, after that, you guys probably got another hours or anything else you guys want to do before going to meet Marshal Vendry.
How long does it take to attune to something?
A long rest.
Fair enough.
Moment.
A small encounter table.
No, you're in the game. You're not. No.
Kale is walking and not me. Can she buy a random small
Those are only purchasable while you are in the while you're in an encounter. That's why they're called encounter tables. It doesn't start one, it's something that happens during an encounter. And that's just to be clear, everybody, they're not paying extra money. It's a channel point thing for my stream.
Yeah, I know.
I just mean everybody else who's not like looking at my channel point shit right now.
The last time I did it, a guy ran in with a wagon full of fireworks.
Yes, that was disastrous and enjoyable. But
And
anyways,
all I could think of was my cabbages.
we are back. So you guys aren't really doing anything of note for the next hour, is that correct?
Well, since we've got some hours to kill, we could study our book a little.
We're still with Cudgel, right?
Uh-huh.
I might suggest to Cudgel that we address the refugees, because word of what happened is going to filter outside the walls, even if they weren't able to hear the explosion.
Mhm.
Aye. Good idea. Shall we then?
This way.
We should be able to make it to the west wall and back in less than an hour, as long as the conversation there doesn't take too long, right?
Yep. Yeah, I would say that, take a look. Where is Kalman? Go.
Worst case, I would trust her to do it and just escort her there so that we can chat on the way if we need to.
I'd say it's probably going to take you like 25 minutes to get outside the gate. So 25 there, 25 back.
I'm also going to keep an eye out for the ironclad along the way. I don't know if any of them heard what the marshal said, but I'm sure some of them heard the explosion.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't know if the marshal is the greatest at tactics. I feel like, considering one of them was a sleeper bomber, they should have probably, rounded up all the Cudgel soldiers, kept them in, like, not in jail, but, in one place. Not let
I
them
mean,
all
we don't know
around.
when the guy joined them. He could have infiltrated the group of ironclad after they were already in the city. Because if the explosives he had on him were that volatile, they could have gone off on the boat.
We go. Got it.
Like, I'm not convinced this dude was ever across the water. Or the explosives could have already been in the city. Like, there's so much we don't know about what happened.
You're right. There's much to ponder.
Yeah. As we're going, I'm just super suspicious of everybody right now.
So you, excuse me. Y'all start heading out the city. The crowd in front of the castle down here has mostly dispersed. There's still quite a few people talking, but it's not like super thick, hard to get through or anything. And amongst those group, you do see a small group of ironclad.
Does Cudgel notice them too?
Yeah.
I'll gesture towards them so she can see the gesture. Like, I'll follow your lead.
Oi! You! With me! Immediately, start following. Although they were having a conversation beforehand, as they seem to be walking with you now, they're all rather quiet. Nobody's really saying anything.
Are they armed?
Yep.
as we're walking, Bronn kind of pips up and says, "I'll leave it to these Dragon Army bastards to resort to cheap tricks. They know they would face the wrath if they tried to meet us head on. We're probably to expect more of this."
One of them pipes up. I don't know about that. I mean, we faced them head on. 85% of us are dead. They damn near walked over us.
But again, they got the jump on us.
I mean, when we faced them head on.
So then we need to be smarter in the future. When did you join up, soldier? How long have you been with Cudgel?
About a year.
So you're devoted to the cause?
Well, been devoted to money in my pocket, but I do have a family, and they push through Kalaman, then figure my family's gonna be get run over real soon.
And money won't be worth anything if dragons take over the land. Wherever they are, they leave a scorched trail behind them.
I thought so. Sorry, got a mouthful. Well, it'll be what it is. But I'll just stand in with Cowman. Guess I am too. The others kind of nod.
I'm gonna hand him a bottle of whiskey after taking a swig.
How many of them you got left?
Well, I just have the one bottle. I just took a swig. Handed him the bottle.
Sure, why not? Takes a swig. Roll me a d20.
What is going on today?
Roll 20 just hates you today. Yeah, he takes a swig, and then that swig turns into a bit of a chug. And Cudgel stops dead, backhands him in the stomach, and grabs the bottle as, like, you know, whiskey comes flying out of his mouth. You know you can't be drinking. You're fucking drunk. Told you. You want to stay with me? You stay clean. And she kind of pushes the bottle back at you, Bjorn.
My apologies, Cudgel. I was not aware.
How are you to know? The bastards should know better. You guys continue on. Get to the, You guys get to the western gate. As you guys get there, it says, alright, I'll be addressing them. You guys have something you need to be doing, by all means.
When we walk in, do we see any, how does the refugee camp look? We're looking to boost morale, so like, is there any injured people or anything around that we could, you know, spend a couple seconds with a cure wounds to try to boost morale?
They've been out here almost a week now. Most of them are pretty much healed up for the most part.
Okay.
I mean, they don't look like they're, you know, thirsty or starved, but they're probably a little bored. Not a whole lot for them to do outside the city, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Other than hope they don't get ran over first.
I'm gonna tell Cudgel that we've got to get to the meeting with the marshal, but that I trust her being Cudgel, and that who are we supposed to do dinner with later?
Cudgel.
Right, there was Cudgel and someone. Was it just Cudgel?
I think it was just Cudgel.
Okay, I'll remind her about that, saying that if we can still meet for dinner later, I can let you know what we find out and what the plan is.
I'll meet you at what's the name again?
Calamari?
Calaman Calamari. Yeah. I'll ask one of the guards where it is. What are you saying about 6?
Sure.
Very well. Her and the group of like 5 or 6 ironclad regiment head out in the village, and you see the ironclad guys kind of spread out, going into different areas of the refugee camp. And she kind of goes and finds like a soapbox. She kind of stands on it and she's kind of waving people in, and people start to gather. But it's gonna be a couple minutes before she starts because she wants as many people to hear as possible, right? You guys start heading back. Nothing really of note happens on your way back. You do get back into Marshal Vendry's office. When you guys walk in, she's got one hand on her forehead, and there's like a good dozen people coming in and out of her office. Lots of people outside are talking and asking how long it is before they get to see her. To which one of her guards is stating it can be a while. She's got a lot to do right now. But as you walk in, there is he just lets you by. He doesn't stop you at all. He recognizes you. And she would have given orders for you guys to be let in. But as you walk in, you see there's like a line of like 6 people, and a couple people are kind of like nattering back and forth before she looks up and says, "Shut the fuck up." The 2 of the guardsmen immediately clam up and kind of lower their eyes. You see she's got her hand on her head. I mean, she was just in a fucking suicide bomb, so she's probably got a pretty gnarly headache. But as she does, she's pouring over documents, she's signing them, handing them to somebody. Go. Next. And then she sees you walk in. She says, "Hold. You 4. Everybody else, out. Wait in the hallway." Everybody kind of clamors to get outside and try and re-jockey for a better place in line. But as the last one leaves the room, she says, "Hey, shut the door. And make sure everybody's at least 8 feet back from my door, please." He nods. Does so, and you can hear people shuffling away and little outcries of annoyance. "Doesn't matter, it's what she said. Get away from the door." And you hear the shuffling of feet kind of die off. All right. Oh, God, this headache. As she kind of rubs her head. You see, she looks exhausted. Although you guys did kind of heal up her wound. Definitely still tired. She'd definitely be a bit sore. And a pounding headache. All right, come closer. And she pulls out a map and sets it on the table. She says, well, the reason you haven't had any contact with Juniper is she's been sent on a mission yesterday. One of our outposts have been taken, and Juniper and a small contingent has been sent to scout it. She should have arrived last night, Sorry, no. She should be arriving tonight. Sorry, because I planned for this the next morning, but that suicide bomb thing was just kind of upped in my head, and now I changed plans. She should be arriving just in a few hours tonight to do her scouting mission. Unfortunately, it's too far for the Fargab to reach. Their orders were to hide and get information on the troops and numbers and movements at Wheel Watch Outpost. You will go there, rendezvous with her and her small contingent. By the time you arrive, she should have necessary information for you. The outpost is 24 miles southeast of here and sits at the at the border of Estwild. This is a highly strategic outpost. If they keep that outpost, Kalaman is surely to be attacked before long. Getting it back is a top priority. I'm counting on all of you. Those with her are inexperienced and the numbers small, so expect to do most of the heavy lifting. And she points to a spot on the map. Oops. And apparently my dot has disappeared, so let me fix that. This is where it is. It is a 24-hour trek. 24-mile trek. I don't expect you to leave until the morning. You should arrive there shortly before dark tomorrow. And, I mean, you're gonna retake an outpost. Usually best to do it after dark, you know? Did that fucking dot just disappear again?
I never saw one on the layer that we can see.
Oh my fucking
Yeah, me neither.
God.
Blue dot.
There we go. So, are we good for this? You ready?
Whatever you need.
She said it was taken over by the Dragon Army or just taken over?
She only knows that they've lost contact. Yes, it's been taken over by who? They're not really sure, but their only current guess would be the Dragon Army.
They've been hitting us. It's time to hit back. We're on it.
Very well.
So I think.
Do we have any support, or is it just us?
Juniper and a small contingent will be there. However, they are inexperienced and a small group, so you will be doing most of the heavy lifting.
Point taken.
Yes, Padraig. We'll watch outpost.
What is your plans for Cudgel and her army?
I don't know. That's still something I need to figure out. We're probably gonna need them. Fight to come. And seems like there was only 2 that refused to answer questions.
You gotta be careful of that one in the dungeon. He's different. I don't know. He gives me a weird feeling. He's too confident and he doesn't seem to want anything but chaos.
I'm going to tell her that we did Zone of Truth on him in his cell, and he refused to answer most of our questions. and that he seems confident he is going to escape the cell, and that the guard who I suggested chain him so he can't escape said that it was impossible because of, and I'm not, do air quotes exist in this world? The ward.
He also did say that when the shift change happened, they would make sure of it.
He did answer one question though. He was not in alliance with the bomber.
Yeah, he seemed to be telling the truth when he said he was just lucky that he was in an earlier group and wasn't in the room when it went off.
See. Well, I'll take that into consideration. And she writes down something on a parchment. Says, another one for the pile. Oh yay.
And also, money is what motivates him. Out of everything, that's all he seems to care about is money.
Let's see. Well, I mean, he was part of a mercenary band. Doesn't really surprise me.
Hopeless, that one. Godless and hopeless.
How well do you know Khalif?
But he was practical, although cynical.
Well,
He knew where he stood.
did he give a reason for not answering questions in the first place?
He's stubborn as a horse's ass, is what I got from it.
Guys, he will surely have a very shady background. He would have probably been a thief, a murderer, or even worse. And
I suspect
he wouldn't want it to come out.
I suspect he's been on the wrong side of armed conflict before and is just in it for the money as a mercenary.
Okay.
I think he must have been on the wrong side of the law.
I don't even think Lefty's his real name.
He also has a severe hatred for religion and gods. That may be something that you could use to persuade him towards our side, if you know what I mean.
I do not. How do you mean?
Well, the dragon army, they're worshiping, they're marching across for their demigod. I know it's a queen, but to them it's a deity. If we could convince him that they're his enemy, maybe he could be a useful tool rather than a future enemy.
Possibly, but in my experience, I have found that people who have a disdain for the gods don't really want to fight against them either. They just don't want anything to do with them, but I might have a trick or two up my sleeve.
And I quote him, he said he wants to watch the gods burn and bleed.
Deception.
Am I misquoting? Is that not what he said? He said he wanted...
He said no such thing. Not even close.
Alright, well, never mind.
I'll mention to Vendry that we're still planning to meet up with Cudgel, who's currently addressing the refugees outside the West Gate. We're, in our limited way, actively trying to prevent chaos or rioting in town because of the explosion. And I'm sure some of the refugees by now had heard about what happened. Is there anything that Vendry does or does not want me to discuss with Cudgel this evening? And is there any chance that Cudgel should go with us on this mission? I'm sure Juniper would like to see her again.
No, I don't think she's a threat, but I would like to keep her close for the time being. After all, this is, what, the second or third time that her band has been infiltrated and ended up on the wrong side. I'm going to keep her close for the moment.
She's a good woman, but she's not the head of HR.
Should prove to be a valuable asset in this war. Get to know her.
Well, she has obviously had her feelings, or her failings, sorry, as a judge of character, but from what I've gathered, it does seem like she's a good leader. Might have to put her in charge of some of my own people. Keep her ironclad for myself. Keep a better eye on them. But that is something that I will debate over the next day or two.
I wouldn't suggest that.
Her men are very loyal to her.
Are you
She's
sure?
not- We don't know that was even one of her men. When you run an army, after the fall of Vogler, she expanded her army.
We did not
No.
expand her army.
What do you mean? That guy wasn't from Vogler.
She literally told you she did not do any recruiting. She was a little busy trying to stay alive.
But that doesn't mean that her people didn't do it. Like, she wasn't with them when we saw their caravan. Like, their forces were split. Like, Lefty was already ahead with other people, and then there was the army.
Yeah,
marching
that was
across.
just a few scouts, man. A few scouts and the rest of her army. Well, what was left of it, I should say.
That right there proves that he was not part of her army, because her army all came from Vogler then.
Armies have scouts. Scouts go ahead. That is the point of scouts.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I mean the guy that bombed it.
But either way, she
I'm
did
saying-
not expand her army. She didn't do any recruiting.
I'm going to ask the marshal if there's any chance she thinks that the person who exploded could have already been in Kalaman when the ironclad were bussed by boat across the water. I don't think those explosives were on a boat if they were that volatile.
This is one of several things I need to have investigated. That's what Tanya's doing right now.
If the explosives or the bomber were already in Kalaman, there might not be alone.
Well, that is what Titania is investigating. Once she comes back with some knowledge, I can do further investigating on it. Fortunately, trying to find a single trader in an entire city is kind of like a needle in a haystack. I don't have the time to zone of truth 10,000 people.
You could send out building inspectors to check on buildings that are infrequently visited or used under the guise of checking for damage after the explosion. See if there's any Takesis posters up.
So, in the hopes of finding a hidden hideout.
There could be a cell of them. I really don't think those explosives were on a boat on those choppy ass waters. I think they were already in Kalaman.
Yes, it's good to think that this individual wasn't working alone. So that's really good idea. Try to root out whatever's in here. They've proven to be cowards. They'll most likely strike again.
It's what they did in Vogler, having the attack from within during the festival before the army attacked shortly after.
Do you have enough troops to go door to door and find? Because clearly it will be in one of these houses, and if you can find it, or is that not something that you're
I believe
city is ready
Padraig
to
was suggesting hitting any empty areas. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, I don't think this is happening at the Watered Log or Calamari or any of the shops we've frequented ourselves. This would be somewhere that isn't frequented, if it's even
Yeah,
within the walls.
any warehouses, dock areas where these people could be setting up labs or something to make these explosions, or just do anything. Yeah, but those hidden buildings, I think, are a good call, Padraig. Or sorry, unused buildings would be likely for them to hide in.
Not a bad idea. You know what? Mason Guild, one of the ones that survived, right?
Yeah, the three that were related to the bay, fish, dock hands or ship hands, and
Yeah, so the
ship.
Masons Guild leader was still alive. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. You know what? Let's see. I'll one moment, and she scribbles something on a piece of parchment, and she calls in a guard. Guard! Walks in. Take this to Magina right away. Yes, Marshal. And he heads off. I'll make sure the Mason Guild sends out some inspectors.
Can you erase part of that green line that attaches to the blue dot? I want to know how far down the water goes.
It goes to right there. Basically, it connects right to left. If I delete that, then it's going to delete like the entire fucking thing, and I got to redraw it all.
Oh, I didn't know. I figured there was an eraser.
No. It's depending on how you do it, which I did it the wrong way, so it would delete all of it.
Fair enough. I just didn't know whether like the water came down in like a point.
Nope.
It just kind of looked like that at the bottom. But,
No,
yep.
straight across. Give me one moment though. I forgot to grab cigarettes out of my freezer. 2 seconds.
We're gonna have to start putting up propaganda posters. Only you can prevent an invasion. Loose lips sink ships.
I'm back.
So, is a glowing stick of incense different than just a stick of incense, or does that just mean like a lit stick of incense?
Well, I put glowing into the compendium, and it's not doing anything, so...
I'm only wondering. I know I don't need components for spells, but some of my spells link together. So my one spell can charm people, and then the loot, if you use it on a charmed person that you used a somatic item on, like a component spell, then it does another effect. Would I need the component then? If it's like stacking effects with other.
What item is this?
Give me 1 second. I think it's part of the memory spell. God damn, it's so long.
So, V is vocal and S is somatic. Somatic is hand movement.
Hold on 1 second.
So there's no material
Oh.
component.
Let's just keep going. I'll find what I was reading before.
Well, is there anything else, or am I good to go back to this pile of work this coincidence has left on my desk? Or, sorry, catastrophe has left on my desk. Not coincidence.
My only other thought is, while we were at the refugee camp, we could tell that there's really nothing for them to do there. If they could help in any way, even with what Padraig had mentioned and getting some more hands, any local militia, I think they're eager to help with the cause, with everything. So, now that we're proving that we can trust some people at least, with staying vigilant, I think we should try to use the refugees as much as possible, or even just start some training and further vetting to use them.
Also, Vogler was a fishing town, and the council members who didn't make it were all related to the docks and the ships and the fishing. There might be some refugees with nothing to do right now, but skills and knowledge that could be leaned upon.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I'm not saying they should be the new council members, but if somebody's moving up to take their spot, they could fill in some of the gaps at the bottom. That was all they did in that town, after all.
Where's Cudgel right now?
How long have we been with the marshal right now?
I would say it's probably about 10 minutes. 15 maybe?
So 45 minutes ago, she was gathering the refugees outside the west gate to address them.
Very well. If you could ask her to come see me, and how well did she know the people of Vogler?
As well as anyone who's still alive. Juniper might have known some people better, but she was a different girl back then.
All right. Have her... You know what? Just have Cudgel come see me. I will figure out the rest later.
Will do.
Very well. That'll be all, gentlemen.
We won't let you down.
I hope so. May the gods rest us all.
Aye.
You mean I hope not?
Sure.
We'll get that outpost or die trying.
And as you guys leave, you hear her yell, "The first 6, line up!" And you guys barely get outside the door before you see like a bunch of guards and other people like rushing in to try and get a good spot in line. So, where you heading?
West Gate.
Okay.
In case they're still there, and we can tell her before dinner.
So, you guys head back to the West Gate again. You see her soapbox she was standing on is still there, but she is not. But need a perception check. Everybody can give me one.
What is going on?
Bro, what is happening with you?
First.
For real.
You got to get Roll20 Pro if you don't want to roll ones, dude.
The games like this guy has too many spells.
Anti-karmic dice.
So, yeah, Bjorn, you're overwhelmed by the hustling and bustling of people in the area. Bronn, you got the highest roll. You can hear Cudgel's voice in amongst the tents and shit, trying to help organize people.
She's over here. And I kind of bring everyone that way.
Right. So, as you head that way, you get to a clearing in the middle of tents, and you can see a bunch of the ironclad. Many more of them have come in and starting to help. You can see that a lot of them are building up wooden barricades. Although some of them do seem to be lined up on the side of the road, a lot of them are in the middle of, like, right behind tents and such. Give me a history. Everybody give me a history. Padraig, you're aware that often in battle, if there's like tents and stuff in the area, that a lot of times things will, especially armed warriors on horseback and such, will often just run straight over the tents, trying to trample some soldiers and such before they can actually get out and get to fighting. Try and cull some before, the uprising begins. However, I feel like these things placed behind tents, pretty good idea, as even if they do charge through the tent, they're gonna hit these things on the way past.
Are the tents also arranged kind of not in a clean geometric way?
Yes, exactly. They're kind of staggered. And the
That's
areas
what
that are not staggered, you can even see some of the men kind of picking, like pulling down tents and rearranging them so they are staggered.
Yeah, Cudgel knows her shit.
But you guys do find Cudgel giving orders in the middle of all the chaos.
I'd like to listen a bit before I interrupt.
She's basically just telling them, like, no, that, move that tent over that way. We'll set up a barricade right here. Over here we're gonna put lots of tents in a row here, and stagger the ones in front of it. But behind this row, we're digging like an 8-foot trench. And she seems to just be getting things ready for in case they come from Vogler and land to the west. Getting some extra defenses ready.
Seems like you're getting busy over here, Cudgel. This is fantastic.
Aye, yes. Gotta get ready. I took notice that there's a tent city out here, but no defenses. Nothing keep anything from, charging at the front gates.
This is a really good idea, especially considering some of the tents have wounded in them still who are recovering, or women and children who aren't even involved in the conflict from Vogler. People just trying to survive.
We're gonna have to run some drills with them, though. So when things do pop off, they can get back to the city and not end up stuck in the maze. And as you kind of like step back and kind of look at it, the way they are arranging things, it almost does seem like the barricades and the ditches they're starting to dig do seem kind of almost like a maze. She says, probably gonna start that tomorrow if we can.
Marshall is her first name, right? Or is it her title?
Title.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure for the last 6 months. She would like to speak with you. I know you're busy here, but if you could get to her before dinner time, we can debrief when we eat together.
Very well. She calls over somebody and kind of hands him the map. Says, "All right, this is how I want things done. You know, move these over here, yada yada." And she goes through with it for about 2 minutes. He's like, "Yes, mom. All right. I'll head to see Marshal Vendry then." And she starts heading that way. You guys got roughly probably about 2 hours before you guys are supposed to meet her for dinner. Is there anything you wish to do?
I'm open to suggestions.
I would like a club of some kind because I'm gonna get a shillelagh. So I need a blunt instrument if I'm not incorrect.
That would work with a piece of firewood.
Fair enough.
It doesn't have to be a nice stick unless you... Doesn't it turn the stick into a magical weapon?
A wood of club or quarter
Yeah.
staff.
Just east of the west gate is the blacksmith's.
Question, how are you getting shillelagh?
It comes from the Fulton.
Okay. Alright, yep. Fine.
I don't have it yet, but I'll have it tomorrow.
That's fine.
Oh, that's my new item is why I've been rolling advantage on perception checks. That's one of the features of the shield enchant.
I'm pretty sure that one is not attunement though.
Which?
Your shield. It's not attunement.
Oh no, I know. That's why I already have been rolling.
Oh yeah,
with...
no, that's fine. Yeah,
I'm not gonna go purchase a club or anything because I don't think it would make a difference because it makes my damage die a D8. So would that be a D8 plus the weapon, or it just makes that weapon's damage a D8?
If you have proficiency with it,
Well, Shillelagh lets me use my.
Yeah, no, I know
wisdom
that's
instead of
different than
strength.
proficiency. Do you have proficiency with it?
No.
Your proficiencies are on your left side of your character sheet.
No. Simple weapons? Would that count as simple weapons?
I believe a quarterstaff is a simple weapon, yes.
Fair enough. But I don't need to go buy one. I'm sure I can get one out of the armory.
Okay. So
For the sake of time, we just skip it and say I grab one from the armory if they have one before we leave for our adventure.
yeah, I mean, you guys sleep in Castle Calman, so I would assume that you can just stop there on the way. Fine.
How much damage was there, by the way, to the council? Like, did it blow like a massive hole in the castle?
Yeah.
Sunroom.
So the rubble that we heard like hitting the ground was from like the walls of the council chambers, not
Correct.
surrounding buildings. It was like parts of the council chambers hitting buildings near the apothecary.
Correct.
Okay.
So, anything else you guys wish to do before you meet Cudgel?
I'm ready.
Well, I'd like to pass by Euclid's house.
Giggity.
Trying to get some afternoon nookie, huh? I was in an explosion, you know.
I'm a hero.
Sure. Is anybody going with them, or?
It depends on his intentions.
No,
Yeah.
they're not so personal.
You're not going to hook up with her every time you experience trauma?
No.
Do you want me to help you pull like the ghetto box routine outside the window?
I couldn't make out what Gondar said.
I have you for that, for post-traumatic experiences. I'm not worried. So, yeah, I just want to see whether she has some info on this thing since he's somehow a kind of spy.
Okay, sure.
So then, should we maybe not be with you because weren't you supposed to keep her being a spy a secret?
I guess you already know it, since
I don't
she
know if you
showed
ever
up.
did tell us it though in the game.
Well, yeah, I didn't tell you what did happen on that night, but we met and you saw her at the council.
Yeah, at Marshal Vendry's office. I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, I'm stating my intentions. I'm saying that I want to meet her in order to see whether she knows anything
All
that
right,
could be of use.
you head off in that direction. So,
Mhm.
I'll ask one more time: who's going with Gondar and who's going somewhere else?
If he's going to her, then I'm just gonna sit down somewhere and busk.
Busk. All right.
I'll go with him, and I say that we shouldn't travel alone, all things considered. So I'll kind of be your wingman.
To the busking or to the oogly?
To the oogly.
Eagerly.
Oh, I really don't want to busk. I want to go to the forges.
Sure. I mean, he can always busk right near the forges.
Yeah, the amphitheater is just like 2 blocks south.
Yeah.
I'll probably be able to hear him.
Now, I don't know. That one's a little bit of a stretch. But okay, so here, are you going to the amphitheater to do your busking?
No, I'll just go with him to the forges, but like when we're close to it, if I see like a big crowd, I'm also going to use disguise self and make myself into like a blonde-haired, buff knight-looking guy.
Okay.
Okay, Prince Valiant.
I mean, I was thinking Prince Charming, but okay.
Are you like readying your weapon, by which I mean your instrument?
Always.
When I see you do that, I'm gonna say, don't shoot your whole wad right now. We're gonna be at a crowded restaurant later. Drunk people tip better.
Sir, I am not into bestiality.
What? What? Wait, what? You are a beast. I don't think it's bestiality. You are a beast.
It's bestiality if you get with a person at the fucking bar.
I think he meant your skills. Don't blow all your skills. But okay.
Yeah. Player to player, I meant don't burn all your cooldowns before dinner, because drunk people tip better. If you wanted to put on a performance, I'm not saying don't busk. I'm just saying don't shoot your wad right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. You guys head up to the Hammerstrike Forges. Hammerstrike Forges are actually closer to the trade gate, so I'm going to go with you guys first. So you guys walk up to Hammerstrike Forges. You can hear ting, 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 as the twins are hammering upon their smithing anvils.
What are they working on?
One of them is working on a sword. Another one is working on a... Go with, is that a plate mail?
If you're going to try and haggle, I'll shoot you a bardic inspiration.
Can you use bardic inspiration and luck on the same roll?
Yeah.
Good to know.
And my bardic inspiration's a D10.
What? No, it's not.
Oh, sorry, D8 at 5th. I was looking at what came after that, my bad. D8.
I'll approach them, but not in a trying to interrupt you mid-stroke kind of way.
Sure. And as you watch Padraig approach, give me a performance as you try to inspire him. There you go.
My performance has a +10.
Still, that's a 12. It's not a fucking 1. So yeah, you give him a bardic inspiration, and as they're hammering away and they can hear you playing your lute, they kind of pick up. Oh, hello.
Greetings. I'm going to say I'll have my shield out. Oh, is it okay for my character to always have his shield on in a almost autistic kind of way, unless I say I don't have the shield out?
I mean, generally, if you're not in dangerous situation, like if you were walking into a fucking dungeon or something, like a cave, I'd expect you probably have your shield out. But most of the time, I would say it'd probably be strapped to your back.
I'm saying I would stow my weapon, but I would have that shield on like 18 hours a day.
Sure. Just keep that in mind when you want to do something that takes 2 hands in the future.
I will. I got the enchant because it's what my father's shield had in character.
Okay.
So I'm like lightweight obsessed with this shield. Not just because of the bonuses it gives, it's,
Sure.
makes me closer to him or
Captain
whatever.
America.
I'm gonna like show off the shield that's on my arm and say I got an upgrade on my shield and I'm thinking about maybe getting one more. It's magically enchanted now. Could you guys add a spike to this without messing up the magic?
What kind of spike you be looking for?
Player to DM, would a spike on a shield when you do the shield master talent actually add damage, or is this all flavor and RP?
Probably a D4.
I'll tell the smith that I oftentimes in battle will use my shield offensively, not just defensively, and sometimes I'd like to put a little hurt on it.
We could do that. Let me see. You have the shield master feat, don't you?
Yeah, for a shove.
Can you post it for me real quick? While you do that, I gotta grab beer. I forgot to do that. All right, so bonus action chart. Past 2. Okay, so to do this in a rule-wise way, what I'm gonna say is, yes, you can do the shove, just using your bonus action, and it uses the athletics versus acrobatics. However, what I am going to say is that if you win, that's not going to automatically guarantee, because a shield is not a small thing, right? So you put a spike on it, you might just hit them with the outside. So, for you to do the damage, when you do it, I'm going to say that we're going to go with the... you're going to have to make a... No, not an attack. You know what? We'll do an extra... Depending on what kind of spikes you want to do, we will do extra damage if they fail by 5, the same as when they fall, right?
Okay.
Does that work?
I just thought of it because I know there was somebody who was like, the way you described how injured they were like super close to dying, which made it sound like I could have finished them off if I used my bonus action and had a spiked shield.
Yeah, so the way I'm thinking is like because when you use this ability, it's a contested athletics or acrobatics. It's not technically an attack, right? But instead of making you also roll an attack with the contested athletics, I'm gonna say that if they lose the contested ability check by 5, just like, you know, how you can either push them back, or if they fail by at least 5, you knock them over instead, as well as push back 5 feet. I'm gonna say that is when they would take the damage. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, because I know, like, if somebody was, like, against a wall and I shoved them against the wall, there was just a chance of them falling prone, not a chance of them, like, taking damage from the wall or the fall.
Yeah, exactly. And also it's also got to do with the fact, like, if they're not failing by at least 5, I figure that means, you know, more than likely, flavor wise, when you're hitting them, you're probably not hitting them with the dead center of it, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to say, well, I may be able to add a spike directly to the center, make it about 6-inch long. Okay. So we can do that one. That one would be, I'm gonna say it's gonna take a while to, because he would have to reheat the fucking shield up too, right? Get it to stick on there properly.
Velcro's fine.
Velcro, like, yeah, I don't know, man. That's kind of gonna turn to the side. He's gonna say 400.
Silver? That's a bargain.
Gold. We don't do nothing for silver. Gold.
Is there... Wait, were these gnomes or dwarves?
They're dwarves.
Oh yeah, they like their metals. I'm gonna ask if there's any way to expedite this as I take out my money pouch.
What should be having in mind?
I'm leaving first thing in the morning on another mission for Marshal Vendry. And I know you guys do way better work than anything I'm going to find in the armory there, which is why as soon as this got done enchanting, you were one of the first places I came after.
Well, flattery might get you some places. For a rush job, 100 gold. But I tell you what, for that extra 100 gold, I'll add on 2 more smaller spikes to the sides.
Like in a triangle around the lion?
Kind of like the center one, and then one on the left and one on the right. This way, whenever you do it, if you succeed and push them back and prone, they will take 1d4 plus 2 damage. If they do not, or if they do not fail by 5, they just fail, they will take 1 point of damage. Guaranteed.
Okay. So it's player to DM. So it's 100 or 140 or what was it?
400 base.
400 plus 100?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to... Is it the boy one or the girl one I'm talking to?
Which one does the armor? You remember?
Give
me a second. No, it's in my notes here too, somewhere. Where is...
The female blacksmith had an injured hand at one point.
Guys,
Oh, they're
hang on.
not
Hold on a
twins, they're
sec.
cousins.
Dwarf cousins. Cadmos. Specializes in armor, and Tyria excels in weaponry. So it's Cadmos.
Okay. I'm going to give him 53 platinum. And does he take it?
Aye.
And then I'm going to take out my whiskey, take a swig, and offer him some. And this is getting low, so I don't think there's enough in there to get him too fucked up. He messes this job up.
He sniffs it. Takes a large gulp. 2 swigs are gone.
Yeah, I was already needing to refill this before we leave town tomorrow anyway, or I was going to be whiskeyless.
It's all right. You got yourself a deal. I'll be ready at about 10 o'clock. I'll stay an extra little while for you tonight.
I am taken aback by that because I asked for first thing in the morning.
Rush
so
job's a
I'm
rush job, and you gave him an extra, what, 30
30
gold?
gold.
Yeah, an extra 30 gold than what he asked. Yeah.
Okay. I'll see you before bed then.
Aye.
And thank you.
Not a problem.
When I'm wearing it inappropriately,
Fair enough. Wearing it inappropriately.
like only taking it off when I eat or sleep or use
Tis
the
my
restroom.
codpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Where you going with that shield, man?
Bjorn, unfortunately, you do not really get much of a crowd. Most people are kind of like rushing one way or another, unfortunately, due to the going ons of the day. I mean, you might as well be trying to like do some fucking busking after the World Trade Centers got hit, man. Like, nobody's stopping to listen, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
But with that, we will go down to Gondar and Bronn. 2 of you, head off to Ooglies.
Okay. I go by her door and knock.
And on the way down, I say to Gondar, I'll just kind of hang around out front. I got some quiet thinking to do. Once we get there, just give me a holler if you need anything. So as we kind of do this, I kind of just position up out front, and I don't think I have anything to smoke, but I'm going to look around in my bag to see if I do.
You might have something to drink.
Yay. Thanks for coming anyway.
Gondar, give me a D20. Evens means she's home. She is not home, sir. Nobody
Okay.
answers the door.
Not much I can do. I just try to close my ear to the door in order to hear whether there is any noise coming from inside.
So when you were here before, there was the front door that led to stairs, and her apartment was up on the top floor. Unfortunately, you do not hear anything.
Is the window open? I look up.
Yes.
Okay. Is the road where we are at busy? Are there any people passing through?
I mean, there's a few here and there.
Well, I wait at a time when nobody seems to be looking and fly to the window.
You got winged boots, right?
Yep.
All right. You get up to the window. And you hear
Where from?
not the room you're in, not the bedroom. It seems to be somewhere else. The small apartment.
Okay. Well, I try to locate the sound, but very cautiously.
Like cautiously as in quietly?
Yeah.
Stealth. Feel like you're stealthy. As you come around the corner, there's another door on the right side. Like you exited the room, and then the hallway continues to the right. On the stairs, on the left is your stairs. But straight ahead of you, as you turn right coming outside the room, there is a door in front of you, and another one just a little further in front of you to the right.
Do I hear any sound coming from either of them?
Roll me a perception. You believe it's coming from the one directly at the end of the hallway.
Is there a keyhole I could look through?
There's not.
Okay, then I gently try to push the door.
You know the perception. Shame that. You open the door, and in front of you is Oogly. Several cuts upon her face. Tied to a chair. Her eyes go wide. And, give me a moment. Shit, I lost the stop block. Give me just a quick second here.
A savage hat tip to everything you've added this campaign. Sometimes I know shit wasn't in the book, and you're just doing an awesome job. Thank you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Where is this? What is it? Oh, fuck no. That'll kill you. Let's go with... Let's go with one of these. Yeah. Alright. Does a 25 hit you, sir?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that roll? You feel something pierce in your back, but even with due to her eyes going wide, you kind of start to sidestep, so it just kind of glides against your ribs. It does break skin, but that I would like you to roll me some initiative, please. Bronn, you're in the area too, so you can roll it, although you are not aware of what's going on as of yet.
I was going to be my next question. Do I hear anything?
Not yet. Like, this is deep in the apartment, right?
Yeah, that's fair. And I'm kind of distracted. I'm like sipping on whiskey, hanging out.
Was she tied up somehow?
Yes.
Just checking for the notes. Thank you.
Yep, tied up and gagged. Gondar, you feel this blade glide across your ribs, breaking skin. He is directly behind you. What do you want to do?
Well, first thing I do is turn to face him, to the one who attacked me, and shout at the top of my lungs, "Bronn, get over here!" What do I
Do I
see?
hear that?
You turn and come face to face with a draconian creature.
Okay. Uh, I cast a spell.
What do you cast, sir?
What else? Darkness.
Sure. What are you casting it on? Just at a point, or are you casting it on an object?
Um, I don't remember. I think I had bought a medallion, but let me check. No, I hadn't. It was one of the things I wanted to do, but I forgot it. Okay, I cast it on my blade, on my weapon.
Okay. Pitch blackness erupts all around you and spreads. It pretty much takes up a good chunk of the floor you're on. This thing shouts in protest. Bonus action?
No, but uh, I don't recall if somebody can't see me and I move out of his reach. Does he get an attack of opportunity?
Yes, but at disadvantage.
Yeah, okay. No, but then I'm just moving. I'm making a side step in order not to be where I was at the last time he saw me.
Okay, so basically, from where you are, from a theater of the mind standpoint, is like there was the stairs on the left. You opened the door in front of you. Now, when you turned, now you're facing back the way you came. So, the only side step you could make would be to basically the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay, just to be clear. Sure. As you sidestep, you hear thunk as his blade slams into what you would probably guess is like the banister.
Okay.
You got your bonus any bonus action, or do you want more movement?
No.
Okay. He yanks his sword back out, and he begins to make some. He moves forward a spot, and you feel the door in front of him. You know what? You can feel the door. He walks in and he shuts the door. You hear you hear in because you have devil sight, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can see him kind of like step forward, feel the door, and shut the door. And this is, can you post darkness for me? I just need to see the range on it. And I'm pretty sure it permeates, it goes through walls and shit, if I remember correctly. 15-foot radius. You are 5 feet to the other side of the door. Yeah, I'm gonna say that she wouldn't have a very large fucking house. Okay. Okay. You hear some clattering in the kitchen. Let me do. Yeah, you hear some clattering, and almost like a body hitting the floor. And then it stands back. You hear feet shuffling, like something standing back up. And you hear. And the next thing you hear is. You walk back in this room, and I'll kill her. Leave now. It's your only chance.
Okay. Seems you won. I'm backing out.
How are you? I'm guessing you're probably not actually backing out, yes?
When it's my turn to act, I'll tell you what I'll do.
Okay. Bronn, give me a perception check, see if you heard Gondar.
Wait.
Bro.
That
Do you have a reason to have advantage by chance?
probably
He still
not.
has luck, doesn't he?
I got
He
luck,
didn't
but
say he
yeah.
was going to use it.
I kind of am not paying attention, unfortunately.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't think I do have a reason for advantage on this one, unfortunately. Oh, hold on. Just making sure with one thing that I have called Insightful Magic. No.
You guys better not die.
So, Bronn, in that case, what are you doing at the moment for your turn?
Bronn uses his action to drink whiskey.
Sure.
And his bonus action to continue staring at his pendant.
Gondar, what do you want to do, man?
Well, I'll use my imagination, but since it's the first time I have the spell, Shadow Portal, the one I gained when I leveled up. I don't know if it can be used that way. Well, I tried to conjure a portal in the wall I'm in front of, but the other side of the portal will be on the floor where the chair where Oakley sits tied up is. I don't know if you can
Give me
understand.
post a spell for me. Was oh, okay. You may do this. You have a silver door latch worth 50 gold.
Quick, look around the room.
Well, no, I do not. I forgot to look at the components. I would have bought, but I didn't.
So,
But
what I will sometimes do, is if you have the gold, I will allow you to do that.
yes, I do have the gold.
The first time. However, after that, you need to make sure you have the components.
Okay, fair enough.
So, since it is a new spell, like if it was one you've had since you were like level 1, I'd be like, no, but it is a new spell. So,
And we were in the store today.
How fucking big would that door latch be for a silver door latch to be worth 50 gold?
it would be solid silver. I mean, do you know how much?
But gold's worth more.
Yeah, but do you know how much like a bar of silver is worth? You know, a bar of silver you can make like fucking you can make, I think it's something like 60 or 80 silver coins from.
That's 1 1/4 door latches.
Oops. Fuck. It didn't go out. Let's do that. Okay. So yes, you may do that. I'm so sorry for what's about to happen. The hell is going on right now?
He's gonna kill you, Ron. That's why he added backup characters to our compendium.
So, oh man, yeah. So what happens after you've cast this? Conjured, take actions normally to open and pass through. Immediately teleports you. So you're putting this under her chair?
Yes.
Okay. The portal is opened underneath her chair. What do you want to do now that the portal's there?
Can I pull her?
So use your object interaction to basically open the portal door. Now, because the portal is underneath her, she comes flying out the portal at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best outcome.
Uh-huh. It's really not, though.
And darkness spreads in the room she was into.
The darkness was already in that room.
Okay.
Yeah, the walls do not stop it. Yeah. Here's the problem, though. She flies towards you. And since you are at the top of the stairs, and as she flies through, are you trying to catch her? Are you trying to step out of the way?
Well, of course I'll try to catch her.
Give me an athletics.
I'm using my luck.
Okay.
Better than trying to catch a bear falling off a ladder.
True.
If you've got bless or guidance, that would be good too.
No,
I'm
doesn't.
too busy drinking.
Yeah. Doesn't know what's going on. 17. You do catch the chair. And as she flies, you almost get knocked down the stairs. You get 1 foot on the stair lower and you kind of brace yourself as she plummets into your chest. You hear a shout from inside. Where'd she go? Ah! And as she looks at you, eyes wide, and her turns to gurgle.
Sorry, but
Gurgle,
she can't
gurgle.
be looking at me.
Why would not? Oh, well,
because, I'm in darkness.
yeah. She's still looking at whatever's in front of her. She can't see what's in front of her, but her eyes are
Okay.
wide. She's definitely scared shitless. And as her muffled screams begin to turn to gurgles, you suddenly see, with your double sight through the magical darkness, as the wound in her neck begins to pour blood. He had his blade to her neck when you opened that portal.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so when she fell through, she just went right along the fucking blade, dude. As you're looking at this, you can see, like, this wound. This isn't, like, surface level. Didn't just nick the artery. That shit went deep. Still have a bonus action and movement. What do you want to do?
Healing potions. Healing potions. I'm trying to see whether we have healing potions.
If you do, it takes an action to feed it to somebody. Got anything else?
No. No.
She is
I
bleeding
don't.
out quickly.
I'll just shout again. Bronn! Help!
I
At
thought
the
one
top
of
of
us took a telepathic spell. Was I mistaken?
You might be. I think it was you, but then when we realized nobody had identify, since you hadn't used the telepathy yet, I allowed you to out, I think.
No, I switched detect magic for identify.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, because I have detect magic now too.
is that it for you, Gondar?
Yeah, apart from shouting out loud, I've used my action. There's not. I don't have anything else to do. And I don't have a healing potion at hand.
You hear a window break in the other room. And a moment later, you hear heavy foot, like a heavy weight hit the ground outside. Bronn,
Yes.
perception
Did I hear that window
at
break?
advantage. Double nat ones incoming.
Well, don't even.
16. Okay. As you're sitting there drinking, you suddenly hear Gondar shouting. And less than a second later, you hear a window break back of the building. What do you want to do?
So I'm standing kind of at the front area. Am I at a door?
I believe you said you were kind of like waiting like across the street.
I kind of like posted up right where Gondar left me, so I don't know if that was at the front of this place or nearby, but I'll be dashing towards the noise, towards either the front door to go through there or around to enter the building. So I'm looking for a way to enter the building, whether there's a window or a door that I can go through, but I'm using my action to dash, to run.
So, there is a front door, there's no window. However, as you rush at this door, are you stopping to try and open it, or are you just going through this bitch?
I'm going through the bitch while trying to like open it while I run. So like I'm not slamming into the door to smash it. I'm just trying to open it quickly.
That's the wrong answer. You go to open this, and unfortunately, it doesn't open. You just kind of go face plant into the door.
Well, from that, then he will try to break through the door.
All right. Well, if you had just charged through it, I would have given you advantage on the athletics. But unfortunately,
Yeah.
give me a flat.
I would do a gift of luck.
Okay.
What does that do again? Is that advantage?
Yup.
Okay. And this is say athletics. Sorry.
Yup.
Come on, sturdy dwarf body.
Bro. You slam into this door. Fortunately, it still doesn't budge.
Yeah.
I will
I'm gonna
allow
use-
you to use half of your dash action to try again if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep slamming. I'm gonna use my gift of luck again. This is my third gift of luck.
Okay. The door, the latch on the back side of the door snaps, and you push your way in. You look up the stairs, and you see Gondar holding Ukli, who's still tied to a chair and gagged. And as Gondar turns towards you with her in his arms, you see the wound.
I can't see him.
Right. You see a fucking circle of darkness.
Yeah, but can I see him?
You can see him. Just so you're aware, Gondar, like dropping concentration, if you want to do that, it's a free action. You can do that whenever.
No, I don't want.
Okay, fair
Cool.
enough. I was just giving you an option. You see a globe of darkness in front of you, Bronn.
Yeah, I smash through the door, see that, and I'm just like, what is happening? Gondar, what's happening is kind of what I yell out.
Can I shout now? Just as I
Yeah,
see him?
I'll give you a response time, yeah.
Okay. Bron, get into the darkness and prepare your cures.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. I guess I can't healing word. I guess it's a creature.
Gotta
that I
see
can
it.
See. Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
I'm just gonna
do you
run
do you
forward
mention
then.
that? Do you say that you can cast something from afar?
I will, if you'll allow it with the time, I will say I need to see to heal.
Yep.
I'm dropping down my darkness.
I will bonus action healing word.
Yeah, as he drops darkness, you see Ukli and tied to a chair, her eyes wide. Even the gag that's in her mouth is starting to turn red with blood. And it's just oozing. As Gondar turns towards you with her in his arms, you can see he's just covered in blood down the front of him. You cast a healing word. She falls unconscious, but it does appear that her throat is mostly sewn up.
I will use whatever remains of my movement speed to continue towards Gondar and Ugly.
Sure.
And that's.
I'd say that's probably gonna be. Yeah, you can probably get there. I would think. With how I'm seeing it in my mind, yeah, I think you got enough movement.
Yeah, so I'll run right in.
Oh, hey, Kenny, what's up? Yeah, you get right up to him. You do
That'll
still
be
have your
Bron's turn.
action.
Do
I did your object interaction for your first attempt, and then I told you I'd use half your dash for
Okay.
the other half.
I will use my full action then for a cure wounds as well on them.
You charge up, and you just get close enough. You can kind of lay your hand on her arm that is kind of tied to the chair. Gondar still struggling to hold her. You cast your cure wounds, and some of the color comes back, though she is still rather pale. She's still unconscious, but her neck wound and all the ones that are the cuts on her face she had seem to have sealed up.
That'll be it.
All right. Gondar, give me a D20. Well, that's unfortunate. No longer hear the feet running away through the streets. We are out of turn order. What do you guys want to do?
I'm the first to go.
First to go what?
Is it my turn?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Turn order's over. What do you want to do?
I'd like to fly out of the broken window, trying to... I say to Bronn, stay with your friend, and I'm trying to chase down this assassin by flying out of the window. Perhaps if I'm high enough, I'll be able to locate him.
Sure.
Yep, and I'll untie Oogly and continue to kind of look them over for medicine and see how they're doing.
As a note from DM, I think it's really funny. He's like, "Hey, watch your friend." Meanwhile, he's the one fucking her. Holy shit. But yeah, you fly out the window, and as you get up into the street.
But I said, "What's your friend?"
Oh, the comma.
Oh, gotcha. It sounded like you were like, "Hey, watch your friend. I'll be back."
I thought she was your friend without medical benefits.
What way did he run? Is he running towards the
Nope.
forges?
No, that's what the D20 was about. Gondar, as you fly up into the sky and you look around, you don't see anybody resembling that creature. Nobody's running through the streets. Nobody even seems to be freaking out, like running from anything else. Because you know that most people here have not seen one of these before.
Can I see some tracks where he supposedly landed?
Stone streets, my guy.
Even though...
I mean, you can do a survival if you like.
Okay. I'll use my gift of luck again.
You see some glass that seemed to have gotten trailed off his clothes. It went this way, along the wall.
When you say along the wall, you mean he climbed the wall?
Like no, just like in that direction along the wall, like in the street. But the trail ends at the end of these buildings.
Okay. I try to follow it as much as possible, and then return to Bronn and Oogly.
Yeah, as you get over to here, you look around. Unfortunately, the trail has gone dead. You don't see any more glass sparkling on the ground. And again, nobody in the area seems to be frightened of anything. And nobody seems to be running away.
Okay.
They're all in on it.
I return to Bronn.
Bjorn, you're so fucking paranoid.
I'm just joking.
So paranoid. Yeah, you get back up to window, and Bronn is just finishing untying Oogly.
I've been watching murder shows, and it's always the person you don't expect stabs you back.
I believe that was how you spell her name, Euclid. Not Oogly, Euclid. I believe that's what it was. I was like, the entire game, I'm like, dude, I know that's fucking wrong. Why is that wrong? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it. Because I remember I almost took the name from ukulele. Yeah.
Well, first thing I do is place my hand on Bronn's shoulder, look him in the eyes, and say, "I cannot thank you enough for what you just did.
I'm
I'll
glad I
never
was
forget
able.
it."
Absolutely, friend. I was glad I was able to get here in time. That was close. These draconians are everywhere. It's very unsettling. I wonder what was happening here.
Yeah, thanks to you, we'll get to know.
Aye.
And I turn to Oakley and try to help her come around.
As you're kind of trying to wake her up, she awakes with a start, eyes go wide. We have less than a week. And with that, we're going to end the session.
Oh shit!
What did she say?
son.
We have less than a week.
Oh,
Okay.
Probably till they attack.
Oh, that gave me goosebumps.
ooh.
But give me a hot minute here just to outro the stream and shit, and I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here. I appreciate those who came and hung out, Pastel and Kenny, and I mean Jam Master's in the game, so as you know, we're all good. I think it actually might have been his girlfriend watching on his account. It's fine. But thank you everybody for coming to hang out. And I've got another stream tomorrow. It's a video game stream. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing as of yet. But it's definitely a video game. And then Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, we have another D&D game. We're picking up with Lost Mines and the Mad Mage. Sunday we have Wild Mount at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And then we're back to our 4-player Baldur's Gate on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, as far as I know. So, I would really like to see you guys there. And, if you don't already follow, drop me a follow. And if you do follow, share my channel with your friends. See if we can get some more people in here. But I appreciate everybody who comes to hang out. And just remember, everybody, be savage or go home. Peace.